Welcome back, everybody. This is Morning Alarm. You're watching the concept 3 schema architecture. Previously, we have discussed about the data models in data concepts in DBMS. Now, we are going to study the 3 schema architecture from data concepts. This is the part 2 of the data concepts video. If you haven't watched the previous one, please watch it immediately. I will provide the link in the cards and the end cards. So let's get into the video. First of all, let us study the definition of it. This framework is used to describe the structure of a specific database system. The 3 schema architecture is also used to separate the user applications and physical database. The 3 schema architecture is also called ANSI, SPARC architecture or 3-level architecture. Simply, this 3 schema architecture describe about the structure of a specific database system, and also this 3 schema architecture helps to separate the user applications and the physical database, which means there is a separation between the database and the applications. Also, it has 3 more names, which are ANSI, SPARC architecture or 3-level architecture. The 3 schema architecture contains 3 levels. It breaks the database down into 3 different categories. A database is connected to internal level is connected to conceptual level, and it is connected to the external level. Now, if we observe the diagram keenly, there is a mapping between 2 of the levels. Internal and conceptual level are mapped each other, which is named as conceptual internal mapping, and external level and conceptual level also having their mappings, which are called external conceptual mappings. Finally, database is present at the lower level, external level is at high, and conceptual level is at middle. What does the diagram explain? It shows the DBMS architecture, which is, this diagram shows the architecture of a database management system. Mapping is used to transform the request and response between the various database levels of architecture, which means these mappings are helpful to transfer the data between the levels, which means if we observe this level and this mapping, external conceptual level, in this external level and the conceptual level, this mapping describe about the data passage between these levels, and also this mapping describes the data passage between these 2 levels. Mapping is not good for small DBMS because it takes more time, which means mapping is basically taking too much time, which is a bad thing actually. So in case of the small database management system, it took a lot of time to pass the data from one level to another level. So it is better not to use this mapping in case of small DBMS. In external conceptual mapping, it is necessary to transform the request from external level to conceptual schema, which means from higher level to the conceptual schema. In conceptual internal mapping, the DBMS transforms the request from the conceptual level to internal level, which means the data is transferring from external level to conceptual level by using the external conceptual mapping, and the data is again transferring from conceptual mapping to internal level by using the conceptual internal mapping. Finally, the internal level pass the data to database, which is storing the data. Internal level. Let us observe the levels keenly. The internal level has an internal schema which describes the physical storage structure of the database, which means the physical storage structure of the database is defined or described by the internal schema. The internal schema is also known as the physical schema because it describes about the physical storage structure. It uses the physical data model. It is used to define that how the data will be stored in a block. Simply, in internal level, it describes about the physical schema. In physical schema, the data is stored in the form of blocks. This physical data model describes about how the data being stored as a blocks. The physical level is used to describe the complex low-level data structures in details. In this internal level, the complex low-level data structure to be stored, and those structures are described by using physical level. Clear? Let's move on. Conceptual level. Conceptual level. The conceptual schema describes the design of a database at the conceptual level. Conceptual level is also known as the logical level. It is the definition. The conceptual schema describes the structure of the whole database. The whole database structure would be described by using conceptual schema, and it is also called logical level. The conceptual level describes what data are to be stored in database and also describes what relations exist among those data. So what data has to be stored and also the relationship between among them are described by using the conceptual level. In this conceptual level, internal details such as implementation of the data structures are hidden. So the internal details such as implementation of the data structures are hidden in this conceptual level. So in conceptual level, we can't see any type of internal details. Programmers and database administrators work at this level. So basically, developers, programming developers, program code writers, and database administrators, employees, these employees are works under this conceptual level. Finally, external level. At the external level, a database contains several schemas that sometimes called a subschema. The subschema is used to describe the different view of the database. In the external level, it contains the several schemas. So number of schemas are being stored in the external level, which are called subschemas, and these subschemas are used to describe the different type of views of a database. So basically, database having different type of views, and these views can be explained by the subschemas. An external schema is also known as the view schema. Since in external level we can see the database in a different type of views by using subschema, so the level is known as view level or view schema. Each view schema describes the database part that a particular user group is interested and hides the remaining database from the user group. In this external level, the view schema describes the database part that a particular user group is interested. If a user is interested in something, these external levels is used to store the part only and hides the remaining database from the user group. If simply I would like to give an example. If you want to watch a file in this database, you request to the database, and the external level or view schema provides it. But other than that, no files can be seen by you. That's the thing. Understood? The view schema describes the end user interactions with database system. In this schema, the interactions between end user and the database system can be described. And that's it, guys. This is for this session. Hope you guys learn something interesting. If you have any doubts, please mention in the comment section. We will try to answer it. And thanks for watching our videos. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and keep like our videos. Keep a like.